Hello and welcome to the latest vlog from bloodyflex.co.uk, and today I'm going to be reviewing Happy Death Day to You, which I got to see on Sunday night. The sequel to the surprise Blumhouse hit of 2017, Happy Death Day. Jessica Roth returns along with a lot of other, the main characters from the first film, in what is a very different film. I think certainly I've been kind of procrastinating over it for the past couple of days, trying to work out the kind of pros and cons of the film. It's a bold idea in terms of we do get a certain element of recycling involved, given the type of film that it is. It can allow that, and they can get away with it more than you would maybe say if the Halloween sequel basically retreaded most of what happened in the first one, or the 2018 film, or a sequel that from another franchise, because obviously they deal with a lot of time loops. Basically it becomes a bit more science fiction. There's not as much quote unquote horror involved in this one. Sometimes it just kind of it flits in between being a bit slapstick comedy to being a bit science fiction-y, close to kind of almost like a Back to the Future, which is directly referenced, which is no blind coincidence. It's an Easter egg that's basically slammed into your face. And then obviously you have the type of horror element which comes with having the killer involved, who's basically it becomes apparent that for whatever reason the timeline has been messed with, and basically the Jessica Roth's character Tree and Carter and all the other characters from the first one are now in danger again, and obviously in these different kind of almost dimensions, different things are happening. Tree's mum's alive in one of the dimensions, another they aren't. Her and Carter didn't get together, and he got with her roommate Laurie, who was the nurse from the first one, who has a bit more of a role to play in this one as well, along with a few other characters they kind of beefed out who played very bit part roles in the first one. So you have to it's almost like you have to rewatch the first one to really say, oh yeah, I remember her, or I remember him, and this and that, and they really try and flesh it out. It seems like it's a really concerted effort to make a universe out of this series. It leaves it in a very interesting place. But having said that, it more leaves it on a place where this series can kind of become almost different genres, I think, going forward. So I think this one is more of a science fiction drama rather than a horror film. The first one seemed to be like a time travel horror, I think, is that time travel slasher, whichever way you want to look at it. A third film, the doors are blown wide open. But having said that, whether it will attract the same sort of audience is unclear at this stage. They are made for a certain amount of budget, so in terms of their profitability, they don't really have to make too much back. In terms of they don't need to make like It or Halloween's box office to be considered like out and out successes. So you can pretty much expect there'll be a Happy Death Day 3, whatever they're going to call it, in the near future. But yeah, a little bit. It wasn't quite on par with the original, I must admit. But I'd love to hear what you think about it. And if you've seen it already, let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching.